We arrived at Gatwick's North Terminal around 10 a.m. on Wednesday, and Len was waiting for us at the South Terminal. But it didn't take us long to find him. He drove the girls to Biggin Hill while Paul and I took the train to Croydon and then the tram to Addington. And he picked us up there, and we just had to stop for a pint at the White Bear before making it back to the house.
Early morning ripples on the old canal, they're coming back to the water. Painted castles, red and white, roses on the door, they're coming back to the water. Voices calling on the towpath once again, motors chugging at the boating game. Things down on the cut just ain't quite the same, they're coming back to the water. There's a brand new spirit on the pounds and locks, they're coming back to the water. Old and new narrowboats are rolling off the chalks, they're coming back to the water. Branches and rushes are cut to make a way, mud and weed and sandbanks, and they're all cleared away. Boats fill up the
Saturday morning started off with an early morning cuppa in bed. No, Marge didn't get to sleep in the posh bedroom. She had to sleep on the dinette bed. Paul and Kathy were relegated to the pull-out sofa.
They're coming back to the water. Feel the old tiller moving in your hand. They're coming back to the water. Slip back in time, forget about your haste. You'll come again and stay once you've had a taste. There's a pulse and a soul after years of waste. They're coming back to the water. Lazy old heron blinks his sleepy eye. They're coming back to the water. Flaps away on great square wings through a misty sky. They're coming back to the water. Buntings and warblers in the reeds are waving tall. Ducks and kingfishers, geese and moorhens call. Come down to the cut, you'll be friends with us all. They're coming back to the water. Ghosts of the horse and the butty full of coal, they're coming back to the water. Sometimes you'll see them as the bow ripples.
We pulled over for a lunchtime pint at the Rose Revived in Newbridge. We couldn't find an easy spot for Marge to get off, so she had home delivery service.
The boats will all have cargoes, the engines they will pound. 50 tons of transport that'll never run you down. They're coming back to the water. Skipton to Selby, from Nottingham to Stoke. They're coming back to the water, from Chester down to London, a new kind of folk. They're coming back to...
We cruised for about 17 miles up the Thames today. We moored up outside the 17th century Trout Inn by Tadpole Bridge. We all had a nice piece of haddock and chips for dinner.
Floating in your home and travelling around, they're coming back to the water. Brindley and Telford smiling in their graves, they're coming back to the water. When they see their lifetime's work and how it has been saved, they're coming back to the water. Latticed iron bridges, high aqueducts are fine, mighty tunnels and reservoirs, locks that steeply climb. Now a living monument, they're working all the time. They're coming back to the water. Now a living monument, they're working all the time. They're coming back to the water. When the weather is grim, it's time to turn in, down at the pub on the coast. So you moor up your boat and it's off with your coat, down at the pub on the coast. Calling for the company, the crack and the cheer, order a pint of the old-fashioned beer. The landlord, he smiles to see us in here, down at the pub on the coast. There's games you can play that'll while time away, down at the pub on the coast. Skittles and cards, the darts aren't too bad, down at the pub on the coast. Well, there's some count the spots as the dominoes click, they don't count the pints that slip down so quick. Most will agree that does the trick, down at the pub on the coast. There's songs you can sing that'll make rafters ring, down at the pub on the coast. A canny old dinners the others join in, down at the pub on the coast. A squeeze box, a mouth organ, strum a guitar, there's harmony here as we stand by the bar. Locals and boaters from the...
We spent part of the afternoon walking around the village, but most of the shops were closed. We did check out one of the antique shops and then had a pint in the Crown before returning to Ursula for dinner on board.
The pub on the coast. Some pose and Twitter, some drain the bitter, down at the pub on the coast. And there's wine, port and sherry, gin and dark rum, or whiskey to warm you on a cold winter's run. And a great big coal fire to warm up your bum, down at the pub on the coast. So let's give a cheer as the ensign appears, down at the pub on the coast. And there's lots nigh at hand and they're spread through the land, down at the pub on the coast. So here's to the landlord that keeps the beer strong, and here's to the company that's sung all night long. And a small drop for the man that's singing this song, down at the pub on the coast. And a small drop for the man that's singing this song, down at the pub on the coast. In a world that moves too quickly, there's a refuge for the sane. When the load becomes too heavy, or your day is filled with pain, you can
What is going on here?
cup of any size.
Girls, don't you know it's illegal to pick wildflowers?
I'm American. It's okay.
I think this was one of Marge's favourite stops. Some of the contraband ended up in Ursula's flower buckets.
Shining on still waters, not a ripple can be seen to mark the passing of another day. In the hearts of dirty cities and the peaceful countryside, behind the smoky factories or through the meadows wide, the boatmen under their horses brought the coal and other freight and travelled through the country.
On Tuesday morning we cruised a short distance from Throp to Enslow Wharf. Then we jumped in the Audi for a day trip around some of the Cotswold villages and towns. Our next stop was Broadway, a picturesque village with a mixture of Tudor, Georgian and Stuart-style buildings. Before checking the town out, we had a so-so lunch at the Horse and Hounds. The village was on the Worcester to London coaching route, so there are quite a few old coaching inns here. Nowadays, horse transportation is for the enjoyment of the tourists. After a few more miles along the back roads, we arrived at Upper Slaughter, another quiet village with a meandering stream running through it. We crossed this scenic ford as we took our circular drive around the village. The last stop on our tour was my favourite, Lower Slaughter, a classic Cotswold village with lovely cottages of stone beside the sleepy River Eye. The only attraction in Lower Slaughter is the old mill with its restored water wheel and distinctive red brick tower. There's a tea shop, a small store and a museum at the mill, and we were ready for a cuppa. Marge bought a nice CD of some songs sung by the owner. This is the last shot we took on our day trip. By the way, slaughter stems from the Old English word for wetland. It's slough or slothry, S-L-O-T-H-R-E, which is Old English for a muddy place.
And I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterway, not caring where or when. There's no deadlines, no telephone, no reasons to pretend, and the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend. Autumn moorings on the waterway with misty finger curls. The sun's a globe of scarlet under the clouds of tinted pearls. You cast off from your mooring point, ease gently to midstream. You know the world belongs to you and life is but a dream. The starkly painted locks appear like castellated walls. The clanking drawbridge paddles erase the bridges that enthrall. The moss-lined bricks move past your eyes, the lock gates open wide, and you ease into
Thursday the 27th. We decided to cruise into Banbury today. I took the following series of shots of Ursula as I walked along the towpath from Lower Hayford to Somerton.
To cruise along the waterways, not caring where or when. There's no deadline, no telephone, no reasons to pretend. And the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend. The motor throbs beneath your feet, the tiller fights your hand. Your wake it ripples in the reeds where statued herons stand. Kingfishers on sentry go above their secret pools, and zigzag off along the stream like crazy flying jewels. The old curved bridge is turning your whispers into hails. Their modern square steel cousins, a canny motorway and a rail. They don't echo to the history of a rope-scarred brick and post, and cargoes carried on a sea 10 yards from coast to coast. And I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterway, not caring where or when. There's no deadline, no telephone, no reason.
Oh no! What's going on? We came to a shuddering stop as we went under Haynes Lift Bridge.
Whoa! I thought you'd gone. I got it, love. It's okay. God, that was right round the... Where was it? What the hell were you cutting?
The rope, there was a rope around it.
Oh. A rope around the tyre.
I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterway, not caring where or when. There's no deadlines, no telephone, no reasons to pretend. And the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend.
The girls went shopping and Paul and I popped into the Reindeer Inn. We also slipped into Ladbrokes and I had a bet on Muggy Fuggle. It came in third and I won £1. The girls eventually caught up with us and had a look around the globe room at the Reindeer.
Hi, this is John. Whereabouts are you? Okay, turn left at the supermarket and you'll be parked right alongside us. See you soon.
Oh my God!
You gonna rip?
Oh God! Oh.
Good cheery shot here. Give her a hug. You getting a lift? Give her a hug again. Change your pants, Bill.
How did you get here from the airport?
With difficulty.